At first, when I saw the name of this chapter, I was a bit worried, I'll admit, because I have a dirty mind and I've seen a lot of what the Japanese do with their fictional characters. And then I realized it wasn't what I was thinking at all, because that's boing and this is gong. Two completely different animals. One Piece, Chapter 15, Gong. So the chapter begins with Buggy the Clown wondering what the old man Boodle called him. He called him Buggy the Clown. I'm assuming this is what most people know him as. So the crew starts laughing because they've seen Buggy fight, and they also know that this is an old man who's been hiding for a majority of, their occupation. So they're laughing. Oh, he's going to fight the captain. This is going to be hilarious. These people have a very, very weak sense of humor, I guess. I even if I knew somebody was just going to get destroyed in the fight, I wouldn't laugh. I'd smile. I might make a joke, but why would you just laugh at that? Is it because he's a clown and they see everything as a performance? I don't. So anyways, the old man Boodle challenges Buggy to a fight. And then this guy called Kaboji, he starts talking and says, Captain, and this is after he pulls a sword from his mouth. Let me fight him. I feel like I'm getting rusty. And then he springs up forward, and then he lands, and everybody's like, he's flying. But he wasn't flying. He just sprang forward. And then you see him, and he's a swordsman who fights on a unicycle. So I'll be honest, the next part kind of caught me off guard. Because Buggy tells Kabaji, his second in command, or number 2 pirate, stand down, hold on, wait. I forget the exact words. But he tells him, I'm the one he called. Back off. And so he turns his attention to Boodle. And Buggy says, why are you challenging me? Are you after fame? Boodle isn't after fame. He doesn't care about anything like that. He wants to protect the village, his treasure. His treasure. This makes Buggy laugh hard. Again, this is one of those anime tropes that just bugs me. Like, not everything that you disagree with or isn't really going to work out is hilarious. But anyways, he laughs and he tells him, are you dumb? Treasure brings to mind gold and jewels and all these fantastic monetary things. And you have to have a sense of dignity to be able to call something treasure. So it's just pathetic that you would call this village treasure. So Buggy tells him, don't make me laugh. Nobody made anybody laugh, but okay, he tells him don't make him laugh. And Boodle cuts in and he tells him, don't mess with me. I'm challenging you. Come down here and fight me right now. Buggy doesn't want to go down there. Nobody wants to jump down, Kabaji wanted to jump down, but most people don't want to take the effort of turning around, going down the stairs, coming outside. So Buggy tells him, no, I don't want to. And he shoots his hand at Boodle and starts choking him the way I always imagine Darth Vader does. For some reason, I know that in the movie So Boodle's being choked. He's calling Buggy a monster. He's yelling at Buggy, "Come down and face me! Don't do it like this. I want to fight you." And Buggy doesn't want to. He even tells him, "No, I don't want to." And so Boodle starts, smacking him at his throat, trying to get the hand. And of course, Buggy, being a clown and a showman, even if he's a bad showman, tells him, "Why are you hitting yourself? Are you an idiot?" And Boodle, and I guess I know Boodle didn't ever actually plan on winning. I think this is some kind of suicidal gesture. I don't know why you would say because his goals or his standards were set really, really low in this fight. Because as he's being choked and he's bleeding, I don't know where the blood came from. I guess he was hitting himself. He's thinking to himself, I cannot pass out until I get one good hit in, until I can counter just once. And again, suicide mission, or maybe he just thinks that Buggy can be taken out with a single hit. I don't know, but it wasn't working. So he's dying. He's being killed, and then Buggy stops. His eyes go wide because he realizes that Straw Hat. Then we get to see Luffy holding the hand and telling him, I kept my promise. I told you I was going to be back, and I'm going to beat you up. So what would be the appropriate response to being... Most would argue it would be a show of gratitude. A thank you for pulling my ass out of the fire, or grabbing the demonic clown hand and pulling it away from my throat. That's what I would do. I would also have learned my lesson about fighting somebody with more powers than me and, walking away. But actually, I would have never challenged anyone in the first place who had special powers. So this is why I'm here and Boodle is over there leading his village. And then that doesn't happen. Boodle gets mad, tells the kids, why are you still here? Stay out of this. This is my war. So he lunges forward. He doesn't get very far before Luffy smacks him hard enough in the back of the head to just knock him out. Like, just everything just turns off. And he goes down because he hit him hard. It wasn't fatal, but it hurt. Or it will hurt when he wakes up. I hope he wakes up. I don't know if Luffy's one of those that knows that he's ridiculously strong, and most people are fragile. So he got smacked by Luffy, and Nami's freaking out. She's like, why did you do that? And Luffy tells her he would have just been in the way, and Zoro admits, that was smart thinking, because he would have just done something reckless and gotten himself killed. And so Luffy turns his attention to Buggy, and as loud as he can, to make sure there's no doubt about what he just said, he said, hey, you great big ugly nose, or something to that extent. And everybody's mouths drop. Oh, I forgot to tell you, previously on One Piece, while Buggy was telling Boodle that he would not come down to fight him because he just didn't want to, Buggy tells him, since you love this village so much, you won't really mind becoming dust with it, or you shouldn't. And so he tells them to ready the cannon. Now, back to where we were. After Luffy called Buggy a big nose, Buggy says, fire the cannon. He's not even playing around. He's just pissed. So the cannon's fired. And Nami's freaking out. She's like, Luffy, dodge it. No, Zoro says to dodge it. Nami says, what's wrong with you? Are you crazy? And Luffy, smiling, so, all tension just gone, because if he wasn't smiling, then there would be danger, but there's no danger now. There's no danger. And he said, you think I'll move just for a cannonball? Yes. I think for most people, it's fair to assume that they will move if there's a cannonball flying at them. Also, I'm amazed how fast the reflexes are of these three characters if they have time to have a conversation or parts of it while a cannonball's flying towards them. Anyway, so the cannonball is heading towards them, and Luffy expands, as one would assume after hearing the name of this gum technique, like a balloon. So, because he's such a big target now, the cannonball hits him, and it continues to hit him. And it keeps going until there's no more stretchy left. And then he just shoots the ball straight forward. And Zoro's pissed. And I do not blame him, because I would be pissed too. He says, you could have told us something. And Luffy could have. Why all the dramatic flair? I guess he loves to show off. He's real proud of his power and his strength. So you could have said something. You could have said, don't worry, guys, I got this. You don't have to tell him how you have it, but you can say, this is fine. For all they know, it's gonna hit you, and you're gonna blow up, and they're gonna die. Which begs the question, why didn't they move? Also, why didn't Buggy and his men move? Because they saw the cannonball going in and they saw it shooting towards them. They have time to panic and say, the cannonball? Can it be, thinking about what's going to happen next? But they just stand there. It's like playing an RPG where you make a move and then the opponent has to wait for you. This is, to them, real life. You don't have to wait for the effects of the next opponent's attack to start coming through. Move! And of course, nobody moves and the cannonball goes bang. Bang! Luffy mugs for the camera, saying their numbers are down. Let's get to it. And Zoro, thank you, Zoro, because of you, I wasn't that far off about this being a whole sexual thing. He says, at least so much for blowing us. I'm not sure if he's disappointed. I'm not sure if he's making a joke. But the point is, there's a dirty subject that I can grasp at, so this way my random pervy views didn't come out of nowhere and did have some warrant to them. So thank you, Zoro. And that was One Piece Chapter 15 Gong. Interesting. I liked it. I was a bit off, I'll admit, with my ideas that this was going to go somewhere sexual. I'll be the first to say I was wrong, because I've gotten so much practice of it. I can say I'm wrong all the time. I don't even have to be wrong. It's just I wasn't right. So here's my question for you guys, and this might sound a little random, but when's the last time you've ever gotten one thing confused with another, and it just not so much that it caused a lot of problems, but it could have. For example, I once or twice or maybe a handful of times got the term incest and incense confused. Yeah, good luck topping that. And as always, if you guys liked what you see and want to help out, share, comment, like. You didn't like what you see, dislike, share. You have no real opinion on this, share. The point is, share. Maybe somebody else will like it or dislike it enough to, start something. Till next time.